Commander Vlar of the Xylosian Star Patrol was bored. His cruiser, the Vigilance, was on a routine sweep of the uncharted fringe sector, a vast, empty expanse of space deemed too desolate for colonization and too far from any major trade lanes to be of strategic interest. The Council had declared it barren. His sensors, tuned to detect even the faintest energy signatures, picked up nothing but cosmic dust and stray radiation. Another uneventful patrol, Vlar clicked, his multi-jointed fingers drumming against his console. His subordinate, a young ensign named Lyra, piped up, "Perhaps a new stellar anomaly, Commander? A micronova in Sector Gamma 7? Vlar scoffed. "More likely a sensor ghost, Ensign. Nothing is supposed to be in Gamma 7. Just as Vlar was about to dismiss Lyra's suggestion, a faint, almost imperceptible blip appeared on the long-range active scanner. It was tiny, barely above the noise floor, but it was there. And it was moving. "Ensign, re-verify those readings," Vlar ordered, his boredom suddenly replaced by a prickle of unease. Lyra's antennae twitched. "Commander, it's not a micronova. It's a structured energy signature. Very low power, almost certainly passive. But it's emitting a unique, almost rhythmic, gravitational resonance." Vlar leaned forward, his multifaceted eyes narrowing. "A gravitational resonance? In the fringe? Nothing organic produces such a pattern." The Vigilance changed course, slowly heading towards Gamma 7. As they approached, the anomaly grew slightly stronger, yet remained incredibly faint. It was cloaked, Vlar realized, by a system so sophisticated it barely registered on their best sensors. But cloaked what? The Xylosians had mapped the entire galaxy, categorizing every star, planet, and nebula. There were no unknown civilizations capable of such stealth. "Activate passive optical sensors," Vlar commanded. "And prepare for any contingency." The view screen remained a field of black, punctuated only by distant stars. Yet, the gravitational resonance was undeniable, growing stronger with every meter. The Vigilance reached the anomaly's projected coordinates. Still, nothing. Then, a tiny ripple in spacetime, a distortion in the cosmic background. The cloak flickered, and for a fleeting moment, a monstrous shape filled the view screen. It was enormous, dwarfing the Vigilance, a behemoth of dark metal and strange, angular geometry. Its surface was scarred, ancient, yet undeniably powerful. Before Vlar could even process the image, the cloak re-engaged. "Did you see that, Commander?" Lyra gasped, her photoreceptors wide. "What was that?" Vlar's voice was a strained whisper. "It looked Terran." The Xylosians knew the Terrans. They were a young, resilient, but ultimately defeated species. Their primary fleet had been shattered decades ago in the pacification wars, their remaining vessels confined to their home systems. A ship of this magnitude, capable of such advanced cloaking technology, was utterly beyond any known Terran capabilities. "It can't be," Vlar muttered, trying to reconcile the impossible. "They wouldn't have the resources, the technology, unless..." A horrifying thought solidified in his mind. This wasn't a new Terran ship. This was a survivor. A relic from a past conflict, far more advanced than the Council had ever believed. Lyra, frantically cross-referencing ancient battle records, found a single, faint entry. A theoretical Terran supercarrier, rumored to have been under construction before the pacification wars, codenamed Guardian of Sol. Its specifications were considered impossible for a Tier 1 species. "Commander," Lyra whispered, her voice filled with a new kind of dread, "this ship, it matches the theoretical schematics of the Titan. The UNSC Titan. It was believed destroyed, lost in the initial bombardments." Vlar's mandibles clicked. The Titan. A name whispered in hushed tones by old Xylosian veterans, a vessel they had never truly encountered, only feared. Vlar ordered the vigilance to maintain maximum stealth, but he knew it was futile. If this truly was the Titan, its sensors would have detected them the moment they entered the sector. This wasn't an accidental discovery, it was a deliberate revelation. The Terran supercarrier had allowed them to approach, allowed them to see it, for reasons Vlar couldn't fathom. Was it a trap? A warning? Or something far more chilling? He felt a prickle of cold sweat, a sensation he hadn't experienced since his first deployment into a hostile nebula. The ghost of a defeated empire was watching them. Hours passed in agonizing silence. Then, a single, clear, untraceable data packet arrived on the Vigilance's bridge. It was a video file, simple and unencrypted. Vlar hesitated, then authorized playback. The screen flickered to life, showing the interior of the supercarrier. It was dark, massive, but clearly operational. And then, a human face appeared. An old man with weary eyes but a resolute jawline, dressed in a faded Terran uniform. Commander Vlar, the man's voice, a calm baritone, filled the bridge. "My name is Admiral Elias Vance. Welcome to the UNSC Titan. We've been waiting." Vlar's mind reeled. Waiting, he managed to croak. Admiral Vance's image nodded. Indeed. Waiting for the Council to forget about us. Waiting for their arrogance to blind them. Waiting for them to truly believe the war was over. Vance explained. The Titan was never destroyed. It had completed its construction in secret, cloaked and hidden in the uncharted fringe sector even as Earth's orbital defenses were being shattered. It was a contingency plan, a final desperate gamble, designed to disappear for decades, collecting intelligence, adapting, and waiting for the opportune moment. The Titan hadn't been built as a weapon to win the pacification wars. It had been built as a seed of defiance, a promise that humanity would never truly surrender. Its mission was not to re-engage the Council in open warfare, but to destabilize them, to remind them that true peace could not be forged through subjugation. "We have observed your Council for decades, Commander," Vance continued, his voice devoid of malice, but heavy with conviction. "We know their weaknesses, their internal conflicts, their reliance on control. You see a ghost ship. We see the key to true liberation." Vlar's initial shock began to morph into a profound sense of unease. His entire career had been built on the Council's narratives of absolute power and unchallenged authority. The existence of the Titan, a ghost from a supposedly pacified past, shattered that foundation. He looked at Lyra, who was staring at the image of Vance with a mixture of fear and reluctant awe. The Terrans were not a primitive species, they were a patient one. And their patience was terrifying. "Commander Vlar," Vance's voice broke the silence. "We are not asking you to betray your Council. We are offering you a choice. Continue to patrol the empty void, upholding a false peace, or witness the dawn of a true galactic liberation. We need your data, your knowledge of Council protocols, your unique Xylosian stealth technology. In return, we offer you the truth, and a place in the galaxy where freedom is not an option, but an inherent right." Vlar was a loyal soldier, but the weight of Vance's words, combined with the impossible reality of the Titan, pressed heavily on him. He had seen the Council's corruption, the petty squabbles, the constant suppression of new ideas and technologies from younger races. Was the peace truly worth the cost of freedom? Lyra, sensing his internal struggle, spoke softly. "Commander, if this ship existed all this time, what else has the Council hidden from us?" The choice was monumental. To remain loyal meant upholding a system built on lies and subjugation. To join the Terrans meant treason, a potential death sentence, and facing an unknown future. But the image of the Titan, a symbol of unbroken spirit, resonated with a part of Vlar that had long been suppressed by Council doctrine. He looked at the vast, empty viewscreen, imagining the giant supercarrier lurking just beyond sight. "Admiral Vance," Vlar transmitted, his voice steady. What are your immediate intentions? Vance smiled, a genuine, warm human smile that was surprisingly unsettling on the grizzled admiral's face. Our first intention, Commander, is to disappear again. But this time, we will take you with us. We will share everything we know, and together, we will show the galaxy that freedom, once forgotten, can always be reclaimed. The Titan's cloak briefly flickered again, revealing its immense form for a second longer, a silent promise. The Vigilance sent a routine all-clear message back to Xylosian High Command, then cut all external communications. It engaged its own stealth systems, following the Titan deeper into the uncharted void. The Xylosian crew, initially confused, quickly understood the gravity of their commander's decision. They were now part of something far greater than routine patrol, something that would shake the very foundations of the galaxy. Within the hidden depths of the Titan, Vlar and Lyra learned the full extent of humanity's long game. They met other dissidents, representatives from other subjugated races who had been secretly contacted by human agents over the decades. The Titan was not just a ship, it was a mobile embassy, a research station, and a training ground for a new, true galactic alliance. The Titan began its true mission. Instead of open warfare, it initiated a campaign of subtle destabilization. Encoded messages, filled with verifiable truths about the Council's deceptions, began to appear on public networks across the galaxy. Key data logs, proving the Council's suppression of advanced technologies, were anonymously leaked. Whispers of rebellion, once easily dismissed, now had undeniable proof. The Council reacted with predictable authoritarianism, silencing dissent and cracking down on false information. But it was too late. The seeds of doubt had been sown. The Titan, the supercarrier that was never supposed to exist, had become a symbol of hope. Its ghost, once a forgotten relic, was now actively dismantling the very foundations of the Council's power, one truth at a time. The galaxy had declared the war over, but humanity, hidden in plain sight, was just getting started. The Xylosian Star Patrol, once a symbol of Council authority, began to see defections. The HFY hegemony, one of the Council's most powerful members, faced internal insurrections. The peace crumbled, not under a barrage of plasma, but under the weight of revealed truths. The UNSC Titan, still technically non-existent on galactic records, remained hidden, a silent guardian in the fringe sector. Its true weapon wasn't its formidable cannons or its impenetrable shields. It was the unwavering spirit of humanity, a spirit that refused to be subjugated, and patiently waited to remind the galaxy that nothing truly ends until freedom prevails. The Supercarrier, a ghost in the machine, had shocked them all, ushering in an era where the galaxy would finally learn what it truly meant to be free.